Narcissistic people are very insincere people, therefore they tell many different lies. The sincere people can tell these things in a truthful manner, in an honest manner. Therefore, when a narcissistic person is saying these things to you, you don't always recognize what they are doing to you, the mind games that they are playing with you. So this video is going to be a few of the most common lies that narcissistic people tell, that genuine people can also tell as a truth. Therefore, you don't recognize the lies that are coming out of the narcissist's mouth. And one of the first things that we are all capable of saying is, I love you. We can all tell somebody we love them because we can all genuinely care about that person, want what's best for that person, want to see that person happy, want to help that person if they're in pain, not want to see them go through hard times, want to see them do well, want to help them, want to be there for them when we can be there for them. So when somebody says, I love you, you just take it as face value and listen to the words and not necessarily pay attention to their actions. Someone who loves you will be there for you when you need them. A narcissistic person will disappear on you when you need them. Yet they will expect you to be there for them when they need you. Someone who loves you would understand that you might have a lot on your plate and might not necessarily be able to be there for them, but will be there for them as soon as you can. We really need to pay attention to people's actions and not just their words. With a narcissistic person, some of them might genuinely believe they actually love you at that moment in time, which is why they are so convincing. They don't actually love you. They're in love with the ideal of you, with the ideal of the future that you could create. They're borrowing your dreams. They're latching onto these. They seem like a good idea and they're going with the flow while everything's going well. As soon as they've got to put some work in, as soon as they hit an obstacle, as soon as things go wrong, which naturally happens in life and we have to keep going, narcissistic people quit and blame you for why everything goes wrong. Narcissistic people love the supply of attention you give them, the possessions you provide for them, the alibi that you create for them when they're taking somebody else down. They don't love who you are as a person. You can always trust me. We can all meet somebody who's been through something and we can try to reassure them by saying, you can trust me. You mean that genuinely. You want to be there for them. So when a narcissistic person comes along, and not only will they say you can trust me, they will be there for you. They will be doing things for you. They will be super helpful. And if they can't be super helpful, they know somebody who can be super helpful. They're going to come along and sweep you off your feet and do everything they can to help you out and claim they'll always be there for you. You can trust them. Some might have a history which can put that doubt in your mind, and they can say, yes, I was young, I've learned now. You're different, you're the one. So you believe that everything will be okay with them, only it never works out that way. They can turn around and say, I'd never hurt you. We can all be capable of turning around and say, I would never hurt you. What we mean is we would never intentionally hurt you. And then if we do accidentally hurt someone, we feel remorseful and we want to repair the damage, and we would not repeat that behaviour because we love and we care about that person. With a narcissist, they want you to believe that they would never hurt you and they would be there for you. And then when they've not got their own way, when they perceive that you're not giving them the attention that they believe they're entitled to, they'll go right ahead and hurt you, yet they'll blame you. You weren't giving me the attention. If you'd have paid me more attention. So they go right ahead and blame you to remove any responsibility of them hurting you. To them, it wasn't their fault. That was your fault. That was your doing. You made them. You know what they're like. When in reality, no, they made a choice to hurt you. Yet they say that they've never hurt you, so you trust in their word and not their actions. And once they have hurt you and you call them out on this, they'll turn around and say, I'll never hurt you again. And with a narcissist, it's a pattern of behaviour. So inevitably, at some point, they go right ahead and hurt you again in the exact same way. The first time somebody hurts us, that is our warning to get to know that person better, to watch their actions, to listen to their actions and not their words. If they go right ahead and hurt us again, that's our lesson that that is who they are as a person. It's a repeat pattern of behaviour. If we give them another chance, they will more likely than not do it again. So if the second time somebody repeats the same mistake that hurts us, that is our time to distance ourselves from that person. I promise. Many people tell people, I promise we'll do this next week. I promise I'll take you there one day. I promise. We can all make promises. A promise is one thing, there's a saying, a promise is one thing that can be broken without being touched. And a narcissistic person will break promise after promise after promise. We're all more than capable of breaking a promise. However, generally speaking, most people will regret breaking a promise and go all out to make it happen. You can say, oh, well, we'll do this on Friday, and then something crops up at work and you're unable to. So then you make plans to do it the Friday after, and you go right ahead and do it the Friday after. With a narcissist, they'll say, I promise. Then they'll fail to deliver, and then they'll claim, I never said that. You must be imagining things. Well, if you hadn't, then I wouldn't, as they shift all the blame onto you to remove any shame and to avoid taking responsibility for the lies that come out of their mouth. And another one is, I would never lie to you. We're all capable of telling a lie. We're all capable of telling a white lie when we don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. Therefore, when someone lies to us and we find out, we can think, oh, perhaps they just didn't want to hurt my feelings. Narcissistic people do not lie to protect your feelings. They lie to protect themselves because they don't want you making an informed choice that doesn't work in their favour. So they will say they will never lie to you, and this is why you need to pay attention to their actions and not their words. They will say they will never lie to you, and then they'll go right ahead and exaggerate things, lie about things, time and time and time again. And every time you find them out, every time you call them out, they get offended. Narcissistic people get offended at you catching them out on a lie. A narcissist will be angry at you for finding the truth out about them. I'll always be there is another one that narcissistic people can say. And we can all say that with well-meaning intentions, that we'll always be there for somebody because we care about somebody, and then something crops up and we can't, but we'll usually phone them and let them know we're running a bit late, this is happening, that is happening, be there as soon as I can. With a narcissist, they go all out to ignore you and to let you down and fail to inform you. Yet with some narcissistic people, now and again, to breadcrumb you, to offer you that false hope, they'll go right ahead and be there for you. So when they let you down the next time, they can turn around and say, remember when I did this, as they expect eternal gratitude for anything they did for you, and they often resent having to do for you in the first place. It's not my fault. We can all do things, or we can all have an experience of something happens and think, yeah, technically that wasn't my fault. However, we usually often end up taking responsibility, especially around a narcissist, for things we're not even responsible for. Narcissistic people don't do responsibility. They do finding a scapegoat and shifting the blame. So when they do something perceived as wrong by others, because they feel entitled to just go right ahead and do it, when they do get caught out, they just turn around and say, it's not my fault. If you hadn't, if they hadn't, as they seek to blame everybody else. I'll change. We can all turn around and say, I'll change. A change is a lot of hard work. Narcissistic people only change temporarily to exploit somebody, to get their needs met. They change the lies that they tell. They change their partners. They do not change their true selves. Their true selves is that repeat pattern of behaviour, whatever pattern of behaviour it is for that individual narcissist. So those who cheat on their partners will keep cheating on their partners and moving on to new partners and new partners and new partners, and it is who they are as a person. Those who don't cheat on their partners, that exploit other people, they will continue to exploit those other people in the manners that they exploit those other people. It's a pattern of behaviour, is who they are. They promise the false promise of change to get their needs met. Any lies you heard as narcissistic people, tell plenty of them. Please do add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have a new book out, which is 15 Rules to Deal with Narcissistic People, which is out on Amazon now, and the link for that will also be in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.